Okay guys, today we're going to talk about gaining weight in the off season, and it's something you have to do. You can't be shredded your whole life, obviously. And I've written up on this topic a few times before. It's been on the approach on how you should exit your on season and slowly transition to your off season. And we even talked about how you should pig out after a contest. And today we're going to talk about pretty much the same subject, but we're going to get into just specifics and give you a few scenarios. And one thing I do want to put out there is that it might not be for everyone. It's just kind of it's a few examples that will apply to most, I think. But in the case of many of you out there, and we'll get into that after, might not apply to you guys. So let's look at my board real quick. We have two competitors here, okay? And stage weight for the first competitor, competitor A, is 190, competitor B is 115. And just to let you guys know, both these people are in true contest shape. Okay, so they know from now on that most likely this is going to be their magic number from now on. That this person needs to be 115 pounds to be in contest shape, and this person needs to be 180 pounds. And I think you always aim for your last contest weight. If you're ready a pound or two before that's fine, and that's a bonus. But aim for that. And let's just say that, and we're going to put these guys through different scenarios. But the first scenario is that we're going to work with a 4 to 6 month off season, which means that basically they're doing back-to-back years. So competitor A, if you were to do a back-to-back season, what I would recommend is that for every pound of contest weight, multiply that by 105. So 105% of his contest stage weight. For a guy who's 180 pounds, that is just under 190. And for competitor B, that's about 120 pounds. And it takes a special kind of competitor to do this, because of course you have to transition slowly. You have to build your food intake back up so that you have a healthy metabolic rate once it's ready. Once you're ready to start dieting again. It's not for everyone, and not just in terms of the mental fortitude, but also physique wise. I think most natural guys probably need more than just a few months to make significant progress. So most of the people who are competing year after year, it's usually the older guys, and usually with age comes a little bit more of a mental stability. So let's move on to the next one, which I think is the most popular one. And I put 6 to 12 months, but in reality, if you're gonna take more than 6 months, most people just end up taking a whole calendar year off from competition. And that's the most popular one, because a year of eating, it gives you enough time to make gains, and it also it also gives you enough time to be a bit more liberal. And we are definitely being a bit more liberal here in terms of weight gain. So this time we're gonna do, for every pound of stage weight, multiply that by 1.10. So competitor A ends up 198 pounds, competitor B ends up 126 pounds. I think for most guys this is right, for most guys and gals. And I think a lot of you guys look at this figure when you plug in your contest weight, and you think to yourself, no, that's much too light. I just don't feel normal. Well, I'll tell you this, that a good chunk of the whole feeling normal and not only feeling normal, but just feeling like a beast again in the gym. It doesn't have to do so much with weight, with body weight. It has more to do with time removed from a diet. For those of you who have done it both ways, I think over time, you've come to realize that, it takes me 3 months, regardless of the body weight I am, to feel normal and start really making new progress. And it has very little to do with how fat can I get myself in a month. Okay, so that's where it definitely takes a little bit more patience, and generally this is where I like to see people cap their body weights when they're going to be taking a full year off. So the next one is 12 to 24, but realistically we can even extend it past 24 months. You know, let's just say you don't want to compete for a very long time. You know, you're a student getting into a graduate program and no freaking way. So it's going to be 3 or 4 years of just getting better in the gym, growing, and definitely not dieting for shows. For this, I picked stage weight. For every pound of stage weight, you multiply by 1.15. So Mr. 180 ends up 207. 115 over here, most likely a girl, ends up 132 pounds. And you know, it's hard with an off season this long to, you know, honestly, not let yourself go. But you know, the thing is that, like with anything else, there's diminishing returns come a specific point, and you know, almost without exception, this is as heavy as I like to see anyone who's serious about competing and serious about competing and looking not only good, but being having a good experience while they're dieting. I think any heavier and you're gonna have a rough time. Everyone else is gonna be running a 26-mile marathon, and there you are doing 35. No fun. You're at a disadvantage for sure. And you know, with natural guys, usually I like people to get to their top end weight, which usually ends up being around here, and just hold it for a while. You know, don't focus so much on adding weight to your body at this point, but you're going to focus more so on adding weight to the bars and the dumbbells at the gym. Again, these are all very, 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 this is very general, okay? There's a few exceptions to these rules. I won't even call them rules. It's just we're just putting numbers up. And numbers that I've over time and over the years have found to work best in most of these scenarios. You know, if you're a younger guy, you know, you're 18, 19, you've only been training for 2-3 years, a lot of this gets thrown out the window. If you're someone who I've only worked with during your contest season, and once we go over your past off-season protocols, I'm like, what have you been doing? Then chances are, if you've been doing a lot of things wrong for a few years, once we kind of get you doing things the way they should be, a lot of this gets thrown away because you're going to be making some sensational gains. So that's pretty much it. Again, just thought I'd throw this out there for the guys who are finishing up their season right around this time. You know, contest season is ending, and we're looking at getting Halloween candy on November 1st for really cheap at Walmart or Thanksgiving. So just to kind of give you guys a guideline and something to work with depending on whatever your goal might be. So good luck everyone, and again, thank you if you made it this far.